He walks slowly, on a quiet road before sunrise. The world is still asleep. No cars, no voices, no noise, only the sound of his footsteps. Soft, uneven, dragging. His shoes are torn. The front is open. The sole is barely holding together. Every step presses directly into his skin. Small cuts, already visible. Some old, some fresh, but he keeps walking. Not fast, not steady, just forward. The cold morning air touches his face, but his body does not react anymore. He is used to this, used to the pain, used to the silence. He takes another step, then another. His leg trembles slightly. He almost loses balance, but he does not stop. Stopping is not something he can afford, because if he stops, there is nothing waiting for him. No money, no food, nothing. The sky slowly begins to change color. Dark blue, turning into gray. Morning is coming. And with it, another long day. He looks down at his feet for a moment. The torn shoes, the dirt, the dried blood. He knows, today will hurt more than yesterday. But he does not complain. He never does, because no one is there to hear it. He lifts his head again, and keeps walking, step by step. Like a man, who is slowly breaking, but refuses to fall. Because somewhere, far away from this empty road, there is a small house. And inside that house, a little girl is waiting. She does not see the torn shoes. She does not see the blood. To her, he is not a broken man. He is not weak. He is not failing. To her, he is everything. He is I, and that is the only reason. He keeps moving forward, even when every step feels like the last one. The sun slowly rises. The quiet road is no longer empty. People begin to fill the streets. Footsteps, faster now. Voices louder. Life, moving forward. But not for him. He walks in the middle of it all. Yet somehow, he does not belong there. His clothes are worn, faded, covered with dust from yesterday. His steps are slower than everyone else. Careful, because every step hurts. People pass him from the left, from the right. Some get close, then move away. Not because they have to, but because they don't want to be near him. He notices it. Of course he does. But he says nothing. He keeps walking, like always. He stops in front of a building, takes a deep breath. His hand hesitates for a second. Then he steps inside. A few people look at him. Their eyes scan him, from head to toe. Not curiosity, judgment. He lowers his head slightly. Sir, I'm looking for work. His voice is calm, but tired. The man in front of him doesn't even think twice. A short glance, a small shake of the head. We don't need anyone. That's it. No questions, no chance. Just rejection. He nods slowly. Thank you. Even when there is nothing to be thankful for. He steps out again, back into the street. The noise feels louder now, but inside him, everything feels quiet. He walks to another place. This time, a smaller shop. Maybe, just maybe. He stands at the entrance, waits for the owner to notice him. A few seconds feel like minutes. Finally, what do you want? I can help with anything. Lifting, cleaning, anything. The owner looks at his shoes, at his clothes, at his tired face, then laughs. Softly, you. A short pause, then, come back when you look like you can actually work. The words hit harder than the pain in his feet, but he doesn't react. He just nods again. All right, and walks away, step by step. Slower now, not because of his body, but because something inside him just got heavier. The street keeps moving. People keep living, laughing, talking, like his struggle doesn't exist, like he doesn't exist. For a moment, he stops, just stands there, in the middle of everything, yet completely alone. His eyes look around, but no one looks back. No one sees the man, with torn shoes, and a heart that is slowly losing its strength. He takes a deep breath, slow, heavy, like he is trying to hold something inside, something that almost breaks free. But he swallows it, like always, because he cannot afford to break. Not here, not now, not when someone is still waiting for him. He lifts his foot again. The pain returns instantly. Sharp, real, unavoidable. But he keeps walking, because being invisible does not mean he can stop trying. Far away from the noise of the streets, far from the places that keep rejecting him, there is a small house, simple, quiet, almost forgotten by the world. The paint on the walls is fading. The door is old, but inside that house, there is something he cannot find anywhere else. Hope. Every afternoon, at the same time, a little girl stands near the door. She is small, her hair slightly messy, her eyes full of light. She looks down the road again and again, waiting, not for money, not for food, but for one person, him. Minutes feel longer for her. Every sound makes her turn her head. Every shadow makes her step forward. But it's not him. Not yet. She waits. Without complaining. Without leaving. Because she believes he will come. And then, finally, a figure appears at the end of the road. Slow. Unsteady. Familiar. Her eyes widen instantly. Her face lights up. Her voice breaks the silence of the afternoon. She runs toward him. Fast. Carefree. Like nothing in the world can stop her. He sees her. And for the first time that day, his face softens. The pain doesn't disappear. But something inside him becomes lighter. He tries to straighten his body. Even just a little. Because he doesn't want her to see how broken he really is. She reaches him and hugs him tightly. Without hesitation. Without fear. As if he is the safest place in the world. He freezes for a second. Then slowly, he hugs her back. Carefully, because his body hurts. But he doesn't let go. Not quickly. Never quickly. Did you miss me? She nods fast. Every day. Her voice is soft, but full of love. A kind of love that asks for nothing. He smiles. A real smile this time. Small, but real. She doesn't see the torn shoes. She doesn't see the blood. She doesn't see the exhaustion in his eyes. To her, he is not a man who gets rejected. He is not someone the world ignores. He is not weak. To her, he is a hero. Her hero. She holds his hand, gently, as if she knows he needs support. Even if she doesn't fully understand why. Let's go home, Aya. Home. A simple word, but it means everything. He nods slowly. Yeah, let's go home. They walk together now. Her steps are small, but full of energy. His steps are slow and heavy. But somehow, when they walk side by side, the distance feels shorter. The pain feels quieter. The world feels a little less cruel. For a moment, just a moment, he is not a broken man. He is not invisible. He is not failing. He is just a father, walking home, with the only person who still believes in him. They arrive at the house. The small door opens slowly. The sound is soft, but heavy, as if even the house itself is tired. The little girl walks in first, still holding his hand, still smiling. But the moment they step inside, something changes. The warmth outside fades away. Inside, it feels cold, not because of the air, but because of the silence. His wife is sitting in the corner, still, quiet. Her eyes look at them, but there is no light in them. No smile, no words. Just exhaustion. The kind of exhaustion that builds up over time, day after day, disappointment after disappointment. He notices it immediately. Of course he does. He always does. But he doesn't say anything. He doesn't know what to say anymore. The little girl lets go of his hand and runs inside happily. Her laughter fills the room for a moment. But it doesn't last. It never does. He slowly sits down, carefully, because his body aches. His feet, still burning, but he hides it. Like always, his wife finally speaks. Her voice is calm, but distant. You're late. Not loud, not angry, but heavy. I tried to find work. A simple answer. But it feels small. Too small. She looks at him. For a few seconds, just looks, as if she wants to believe him, but doesn't know how anymore. How long are we going to live like this? Her voice cracks. Just a little. but she quickly hides it. He lowers his head. There is no answer, only silence, because deep inside, he is asking the same question. There is a plate on the floor. Simple food, not much, barely enough. He stares at it for a moment. His stomach reacts immediately. Tight, empty, painful. But before anyone notices, he gently pushes the plate away. I already ate outside. The lie comes out. Quietly. Almost natural now. His wife doesn't respond. She just looks at the plate, then at him, then away. Maybe she believes him. Maybe she doesn't. But she doesn't ask, because maybe she is too tired to hear another answer. The little girl sits down happily, eating without worry, without fear. She doesn't see the tension. She doesn't feel the weight in the air. Or maybe she does, but she chooses to smile anyway. He watches her eat, slowly, silently. Every bite she takes feels like something twisting inside him, because he knows that plate was never meant for 3 people, only 2, and he already made his choice. Again. The room falls quiet. No one speaks. Only the small sound of chewing, and the heavy silence that fills every corner of the house. He leans back slightly, closes his eyes for a moment, not to rest, but to escape, just for a second, from the feeling that no matter how hard he tries, it will never be enough. The night comes slowly. The small house grows quieter. No more laughter, no more movement, only silence. And the sound of breathing. His daughter is already asleep, curled up on the thin mattress. Her face looks peaceful, as if the world has never been hard on her. He watches her for a moment, longer than usual, because that peaceful face is the only thing that calms his mind. His wife lies down, facing the other side, not looking at him, not saying anything. The distance between them feels much bigger than the room itself. He sits in the corner, alone, his back against the wall, his body finally starting to give up. He slowly lifts his foot, carefully. His hands shake slightly. As he touches the torn shoe, he takes it off, slowly, very slowly, because he knows the moment it comes off, the pain will become real. And it does. His breath stops for a second. The wound is worse than before. The skin is torn. Some parts still bleeding. Some parts already dark and dry. He looks at it, without expression, like he has seen it too many times. Like pain is no longer something new. He presses his hand gently against the wound, trying to stop the bleeding, trying to control the pain, but it doesn't work. The pain stays. Sharp, deep, unforgiving. He leans his head back and closes his eyes. His stomach suddenly tightens. Hunger. Strong, demanding. It has been there all day. But now, in the silence of the night, it feels louder. He swallows slowly. There is no food left. He already knows that. Still, his body keeps asking, keeps reminding him that he has nothing inside. He lets out a quiet breath, not loud enough for anyone to hear, because he doesn't want to wake them. He doesn't want them to know that he is suffering like this. He looks at his daughter again, sleeping peacefully, holding a small piece of cloth, like it is something precious. He stares at her for a long time. Then finally, a small, tired smile appears, very small, almost invisible. If she can sleep like that, then it's enough, he whispers. So softly, even he can barely hear it. The pain in his feet is still there. The hunger is still there. The silence is still heavy. Nothing changes, but somehow, he chooses to accept it. Not because he wants to, but because he has to. Minutes pass. Maybe hours. He doesn't know. Sleep doesn't come. It never comes easily anymore. His body is tired, but his mind won't rest. Thoughts keep coming. Questions without answers. How long can I keep doing this? What if tomorrow is worse? What if I fail them? He opens his eyes again, slowly, looks at the dark ceiling, then closes them again. For a moment, he allows himself to feel it. The fear, the doubt, the weight of everything. but only for a moment. Because he cannot stay there. He cannot fall apart. Not now. Not when morning will come again. And when it does, he will stand up, put on the same broken shoes, and walk like nothing is wrong, like he is still strong, like he still has everything under control, even when he has nothing left inside. Morning comes again, too fast. It feels like the night never existed, like his body never had the chance to rest. But the world doesn't wait, it never does. He opens his eyes slowly. His body feels heavier than yesterday. Every movement takes more effort. He sits up, quietly, carefully, so he doesn't wake them. He looks at his daughter, still sleeping, peaceful. He watches her for a few seconds, then stands up. Slowly, his leg trembles the moment his foot touches the ground. The pain returns instantly, stronger than before, deeper. But he doesn't react, not anymore. He takes his shoes, those same torn shoes. He looks at them for a moment, like he already knows. Today, they won't survive. Still, he puts them on, because he has nothing else. He steps outside. The air feels warmer today, but his body feels colder, weaker. He starts walking again. Step, pause, step, longer pause. His rhythm is slower now, unstable. Each step feels like a fight, not just with the pain, but with himself. People pass him again, faster, busier. No one notices how much harder it is for him today. No one sees that he is close to breaking. He tries to stand straight, but his body leans forward. His shoulders drop. His breathing becomes heavier. In, out, slow, rough. He wipes the sweat from his face, but it keeps coming, even though he hasn't done anything yet. Just walking is already too much. He stops for a second, places his hand on a wall, trying to steady himself, trying to stay upright. His fingers press hard against the rough surface, like he is holding on, not just to the wall, but to himself. Just a little more, he whispers, but his voice sounds weak, almost empty. He pushes himself again, forces his body forward. One step, then another, then his foot slips slightly. His balance breaks. His body leans too far, and this time, he cannot stop it. He falls hard. His hands hit the ground first, then his knees, then his body. The impact is heavy. The pain spreads instantly. Sharp, brutal. He doesn't move, not right away. His breath is stuck. His chest rises, but no air comes out. For a moment, everything feels silent. Then slowly, sound comes back. Footsteps around him. Voices, distant, unclear. People walk past him. Some slow down, but only for a second, then continue. No one stops, no one kneels, no one asks. He is just another man on the ground. Another problem that is not theirs. His fingers twitch slightly, trying to move, trying to push his body up, but his arms shake, weak, unstable. He tries again. His elbow bends. His body lifts, just a little, then falls again, harder this time. A quiet sound escapes his mouth, not a scream, not even a cry. Just pain, raw, unfiltered. He stays there, face close to the ground, breathing slowly, broken, for the first time. He doesn't try to get up immediately. For the first time, he just stays down, still, silent, like a man who is finally too tired to keep fighting. He stays on the ground, not moving, not trying, just lying there, his face close to the dust. His breath, slow. It's heavy, broken. The world keeps moving around him. Footsteps pass by, voices come and go. But none of it reaches him anymore. It all sounds distant, faded, like he is no longer part of it. His fingers press weakly against the ground, not to push himself up, but just to feel something real, something solid, because everything inside him feels like it's falling apart. For a moment, a long moment, he stops fighting. No effort, no resistance, just silence. His eyes slowly close, not because he wants to sleep, but because he is too tired to keep them open. Too tired to keep going. A thought appears. Quiet, but dangerous. What if I just stay here? No more walking, no more pain, no more rejection. Just rest. His breathing slows even more. His body sinks slightly, like it is ready to give up, ready to let everything end right there. But then, something interrupts the silence. Not a sound from the street, not a voice from the crowd. Something else. A memory. Soft, warm, a small voice, calling him Aya. His fingers twitch. Just a little. Another image appears. A small hand, holding his finger, a bright smile, running toward him. Aya. His eyes open slightly, blurry at first, unfocused, but awake. His chest rises deeper now. Air finally fills his lungs. Slow, painful, but real. He swallows. His throat dry. His body still refusing to move, but something inside him is changing. That thought, the one that told him to stay down, starts to fade, replaced by something else. Not strength, not yet, but a reason. He presses his hand harder against the ground. His arm shakes, violently, uncontrollably. He tries to push himself up, just a little. His body lifts, then drops again. A sharp pain shoots through his leg. He clenches his jaw tightly, his eyes shut for a second, but he doesn't stop. Not this time. He tries again. Slower, more careful. His hand finds a better position. His elbow locks. His body lifts higher now, still shaking, but rising. He pauses, breathing hard, like every second costs everything he has. Then slowly, he brings one knee forward. The movement is painful. His face tightens, but he keeps going, bit by bit, piece by piece. He rebuilds himself, from the ground, until finally, he is standing, not straight, not stable, but standing. His body sways slightly, like it could fall again at any moment. But he doesn't let it. He won't let it. He takes a deep breath. Long, heavy, full of pain, but also full of something else. Determination. Not loud, not powerful, but enough. Enough to take one more step. He looks down at his feet, at the dust, at the blood. Then slowly, he lifts his head, his eyes still tired, still heavy, but no longer empty, because now, he remembers. He is not walking for himself. He is not fighting for pride. He is not trying to prove anything to the world. He is doing this for someone who still believes in him, someone who still smiles every time he comes home. The word echoes softly in his mind, and that is enough. He takes a step forward. Pain hits instantly. Sharp, burning, but he doesn't stop. Another step, slower, heavier, but still forward. Because falling was not the end. Not yet. Not while someone is still waiting for him to come home. The sun is already going down. The sky turns orange, then slowly fades. Another day is ending, but for him, it feels like it never really began. His body is slower now, much slower than before. Each step, careful, unstable, like he is walking on something fragile, even though it's just the ground. His shoes barely hold together. The front is completely open now. With every step, the wound touches the dirt, fresh pain, again and again. But he keeps moving, because there is only one place. He needs to reach home. The small house appears in the distance, blurry at first, then clearer. With every painful step, his breathing gets heavier, not just from the walk, but from holding everything inside, the pain, the exhaustion, the fear. He stops for a second, right before the door. His hand slowly reaches out, but doesn't touch it yet. He stands there, quiet, trying to fix his face, trying to hide the truth. He takes a deep breath, forces his body to stand a little straighter, forces a small expression, something close to a smile. Then, he opens the door. The sound is soft, but inside, it feels loud. His daughter turns immediately, like she has been waiting for that exact moment. Her eyes light up again. Aya. She runs toward him. But this time, something is different. She slows down, just a little. Her steps become careful. Her eyes look at him longer than usual. She notices something, not everything, but something. She reaches him and hugs him, gently, very gently, not like before, not with full force, as if she is afraid that he might break. He feels it, that difference, that careful touch, and it hurts more than the wounds on his feet. He places his hand on her head, softly. I'm okay. The words come out automatically. A habit now. A shield. But this time, she doesn't answer right away. She just looks at him, her small face, trying to understand something. She cannot explain. Are you sure? Her voice is quiet, careful. He pauses for a second, just 1 second. But it feels longer. Then he nods. Yeah, a simple answer, but heavier than ever. She doesn't argue. She doesn't question. She just nods slowly and holds his hand, again, gently. They walk inside together, step by step. Her small steps, matching his slower ones, like she is adjusting to him, without even realizing it. Inside the house, nothing has changed. The same walls, the same silence. His wife is there, watching, quietly. Her eyes move from his face, down to his body, then to his feet. She notices. Of course she does. But she says nothing. Not yet. He sits down slowly, carefully, trying not to show the pain, but his body betrays him. A small movement, a slight wince, almost invisible. But not invisible enough. His daughter sits beside him, close, closer than usual. She leans slightly against him, like she wants to stay there, to make sure he is really okay, or maybe to make sure he doesn't disappear. The room becomes quiet again, but this silence feels different, heavier, full of things that no one says out loud. He looks down at his hands, rough, dirty, shaking slightly. Then slowly, he looks at his daughter, still beside him, still holding on, and for a moment, he forgets the pain, just for a moment. But deep inside, he knows he cannot keep hiding this forever, because even someone that small can already feel that something is wrong. Night falls again, slowly, quietly, like it always does. But tonight feels heavier. The air inside the house is harder to breathe. No one speaks, not because there is nothing to say, but because there is too much to explain, too much to admit. A small plate is placed on the floor. Simple food, less than yesterday, barely enough for one person. His daughter looks at it, then looks at him, then at her mother. She doesn't say anything, but her eyes ask a question she cannot put into words. He notices, of course he does. He always notices. He slowly reaches for the plate. His fingers hesitate, just for a second, because his body reacts instantly. Hunger, sharp, demanding. It has been building all day, stronger than yesterday, more painful than before. But he doesn't take the food. Instead, he gently moves the plate toward them. Eat. His voice is calm, soft, final. His wife looks at him, this time, longer, deeper, as if she wants to say something. But the words never come out. His daughter looks confused. What about you? Her voice is small, careful. He doesn't look at her right away, because if he does, he might not be able to lie again. I'm not hungry. Another lie. But this one feels heavier than all the others. His daughter doesn't move. She just stares at him, trying to understand, trying to believe him. Slowly, she takes the food, but she doesn't eat immediately. She takes a small bite, then another, slower than usual, as if she feels something is not right. His wife finally starts eating too, quietly, without a word. The sound of chewing echoes softly in the room, and he sits there, watching. Every bite they take feels like something is being taken from him, not just the food, but something deeper. Something inside. His stomach tightens again, stronger now, almost unbearable. He presses his hand gently against it, trying to hide the reaction, trying to stay still, trying not to show that his body is screaming, Minutes pass. Slowly, painfully. Finally, the plate is empty. There is nothing left. Not even a small piece. His daughter looks at him again. Her eyes softer now. Are you really not hungry? He forces a small smile. I'm okay. She nods slowly. But her expression doesn't change. She doesn't believe him completely. But she accepts it. Because she trusts him. That trust cuts deeper than anything else. Later that night, the house grows quiet again. His daughter falls asleep, closer to him than usual, as if she wants to stay near, as if she is afraid, without knowing why. His wife lies down, but her eyes remain open, staring into the dark, thinking, feeling, realizing things she hasn't said yet. He sits there, in the same corner, like every night, but tonight feels different. He looks at both of them. His family, his world, everything he has, and everything he is trying to protect, even when he has nothing left. Slowly, he stands up again. His body shakes immediately, weaker than before. His legs almost give out, but he holds himself, barely. He takes a step, then another, each one harder than the last. He reaches the door, stops for a moment, looks back at the small room, at the two people, sleeping peacefully, because of him, because of what he gave, even when it wasn't enough. He opens the door slowly. The night air hits his face, cold, sharp, real. He steps outside, again, into the dark, with broken shoes, with an empty stomach, with a body that is already at its limit, but still, he walks, because tomorrow, they will wake up again, and they will need him. And no matter how broken he is, he will not let them see it, even if it means giving the last piece of himself that he still has left. The night feels longer than usual, too quiet, too heavy, like something is about to break. Inside the small house, nothing moves, but no one is truly asleep. His wife lies still, eyes open, staring into the darkness. She listens, not to sounds, but to the silence. The kind of silence that feels wrong, incomplete. Her hand slowly moves, reaching to the side, empty. She pauses. Her breath changes, slightly faster. She sits up, slowly, carefully, trying not to make a sound. She looks around. The room is dim, but enough to see. He is not there. Again. This is not the first time, but tonight, it feels different. She stands up. Her steps are soft, but her heart is loud. She walks toward the door, each step filled with something she cannot name. Fear, or maybe truth. She opens the door slowly. The night air enters first, cold. Then she steps outside. Her eyes scan the darkness, searching, and then she sees him, not far from the house, under a weak streetlight, sitting alone. She stops, doesn't call him, doesn't move closer yet. She just watches, because something feels wrong, very wrong. He leans forward slightly, his hand pressing against his stomach, his shoulders shaking, not from cold, but from something deeper. She takes a slow step forward, careful, silent. She doesn't want to interrupt. She doesn't want him to know. Not yet. Another step. Now she can see more clearly. His face, tired beyond words. His eyes closed, his breathing uneven, and then a small sound escapes him. Low, weak, almost like a cry that refuses to be heard. She freezes. Her chest tightens instantly, because in that moment, everything connects. The lies, the silence, the empty plate, the forced smile, all of it becomes clear, too clear. Her hand slowly covers her mouth, not to hide from him, but to hold something in, something that is about to break out. Tears start to fall, quietly, uncontrollably, but she makes no sound, because she finally understands. He didn't want her to see this. He tried so hard to hide it, and now she is standing there, watching the truth he carried alone. He shifts slightly, his body weak, almost collapsing forward, but he holds himself, barely, always barely. She cannot stay still anymore. Her feet move on their own, slow, then faster, until she reaches him. Apa yang kamu lakukan? Her voice breaks instantly. He opens his eyes, surprised, not because she found him, but because he failed to hide it. For the first time, he doesn't know what to say. No excuse comes. No lie feels strong enough. He just looks at her. Silent, exposed, vulnerable. She kneels in front of him, her hands trembling, as they reach his face, his arms. Then slowly, down to his feet, she sees everything. The torn shoes, the wounds, the dried blood, the new blood. Her hands shake more now. She doesn't pull away. She doesn't look away. She lets herself feel it, all of it. Her voice is barely there. He looks down, unable to hold her gaze, because the answer is simple, but too heavy to say. I didn't want you to worry. A quiet sentence, but it lands hard. Too hard. Her tears fall faster now. Not loud, not dramatic. Just real, painfully real. You think this doesn't hurt me, she whispers. Not angry, just broken. He says nothing, because he knows he was never protecting her from pain. He was just carrying it alone. For too long. She moves closer, carefully, and wraps her arms around him. Not strong, not tight, just enough to hold what is left of him together. And for the first time, he doesn't resist it. He doesn't hide. He doesn't pretend. He just sits there, in her arms, quiet, tired, seen, completely seen, and somehow, that feels heavier than all the pain he carried before. The night holds them, in silence, no more lies, no more hiding, just truth, raw, heavy, unavoidable. She holds him, as if letting go would break him completely, and maybe it would. He doesn't move, not because he can't, but because, for the first time, he doesn't have to pretend. His body slowly relaxes, not healed, not stronger, but finally allowed to be weak. The night passes quietly, no words, just two people, sitting in the dark, holding everything they never said. Morning comes. Soft light enters the house, gentle, almost careful, like it knows something has changed. Inside, their daughter wakes up. She looks around, her small eyes searching. No answer. She stands up, walks outside slowly, and then, she sees them, sitting together, close, different. She doesn't fully understand, but she feels it. Something is not the same anymore. She walks toward them, slow steps, quiet. When she gets close, she stops. Her eyes move, from her mother, to him, to his face, to his body, to his feet. This time, no one hides it. No one looks away. Her mother gently wipes her tears. But they keep coming, not loud, just there. Her daughter looks confused. Aya. He turns slowly, looks at her, and this time, he doesn't force a smile. He doesn't say I'm okay. He doesn't lie. He just opens his arms. Slowly, weakly, but honestly, she runs to him, like always. But when she reaches him, she hugs him differently, carefully, like she understands now that he is not unbreakable, that he is human, that he hurts. He closes his eyes, holding her close, tighter than before, as if this moment is the only thing keeping him together. His wife places her hand on his shoulder, soft, steady, no words. But this time, he is not alone. Not anymore. Days pass, slowly. Nothing changes overnight. The struggle is still there. The pain is still real. But something is different now. He doesn't walk alone anymore. Not in silence. Not in hiding. And sometimes, that makes all the difference. One evening, he walks home again. Still slow. Still tired, but not as broken. In the distance, he sees her, his daughter, waiting, just like always. She runs toward him, smiling, bright, full of life. Aya. He stops, just for a second, watching her, taking it in, every step she takes toward him. And in that moment, he realizes something Something simple. Something he never allowed himself to believe. He was never a failure. Not because he was strong. Not because he never fell. But because, even when he was at his lowest, he still chose to stand. He still chose to walk. He still chose them every single day. She finally reaches him and hugs him tightly. This time, without fear, without hesitation, because she knows now. He may be tired. He may be wounded. He may be fragile, but to her, he was never weak. The world will never see the torn shoes, the empty nights, the silent sacrifices, but she will. And maybe that is enough. Always forward. Fade to black. Because sometimes, the strongest people are not the ones who never fall, but the ones who keep moving, even when no one sees them breaking. And somewhere, in a small, quiet life, a man who almost gave up is still walking, not perfectly, not easy, but forward,